to say 6A12-6, the one and only Mr. Romi Verdera.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me? How much time do I have so I could watch my watch?
About 40 minutes, Romi.
Okay, okay, I'm watching. So my story was I came from the Philippines originally. My wife and I came to America when I was 22 years old. She was 18. And even when I was in college, I wanted to be in business. Like I already have my mind. I'm saying this because it seems that there is something inside a human being, some sort of an entrepreneurial DNA that makes a person really strive to build a business instead of work a regular 9 to 5 job. Because even in college, I was already thinking that when I graduate college and get out of school, I'm not gonna work on a regular job in an office. I want to have a business of my own. Okay, so when I was young, I look at my father, okay, and my uncle. Now, my father was a government employee all his life. It's hard. We were poor because my father used to make only enough money to put food on the table. We have no extra luxuries in the Philippines, okay? Meanwhile, my uncle, he owns a store, a gasoline station. He had farms. So he owned several businesses. My uncle, the younger brother of my father. You know, I love my father. He's a very good man, but I like the lifestyle of my uncle who has a lot of money. Okay. So as I came to the United States with my wife when we were young, it seems like that business dream of mine was gone because I came to America. I had no money. We came here with $100 worth of like borrowed money. We both had no jobs, so I ended up selling like a Dunkin' Donut place. You know, I was a filing clerk, so it's a low paid job in America when I started here in my early 20s. And then when I was 28 years old, somebody invited me to a meeting, a network marketing meeting. I did not know that there's such a thing at the time where you could join a company and be a salesperson, build a group, build a team, and then earn overrides on your team. So at 28 years old, when I attended this meeting and I saw people on the stage, they're making good money, the dream of owning a business, being in business, like kind of surfaced inside of me. I said, this is like what I want to do. I want to be a network marketer, build a group, like earn override, build a group, a big group. I asked them, like, what do I have to do so I could build a big network marketing business? I was 22 then, okay? And I was 28. I'm 65 years old now. But anyway, they told me I have to listen to audio tapes, attend the trainings, change my mindset, you know. I just like, hold on one second. My power came off. I decided, okay, let me pursue this network marketing. I quit my job in the bank. That was a risk. I'm married. We live in an apartment, in a small apartment building, and I have 2 sons, 2 little kids. And I quit my job, and I said, I just want to do network marketing. What happened was I started doing it, and I built a little group, and I started earning money. So I figured I can do this thing. So by 29 years old, and that was way back in 1984, I went to network marketing full time. And I said, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I thank God I made that decision early in life because it was hard in the beginning. I have been in Enagic 15 years now. I joined Enagic in 2006. And then before Enagic, I was with the different companies for 20 years. Okay, so because sometimes people would ask, said, Romi, how are you able to build the business like so fast and so big? Okay, my answer is because before I joined Enagic 15 years ago, I went through 20 years of trying to build network marketing with different companies. So I was trained by these other companies in how to do a presentation, how to present a marketing plan, how to recruit, the mindset of an entrepreneur, how not to quit, and all those things. I learned that before I joined Enagic. But the problem is those 20 years of joining different companies. I look back and every company I joined, I don't last long. Like I would last maybe a year or two. The most would be 3 years. And then they will have a problem and they will collapse and I would lose the organization and I'm going to start with another company and start from scratch all over again. But the good thing was I never, I would say, doubted that I would find the right company and I would build an organization and I will make it all the way to the top in that company. I never lose that dream, that faith. One day this company and will come, and sure enough, it came 15 years ago and it was Enagic. Okay, what happened at the time was JB came to New York, did a demonstration on me. That was 2006. And in the beginning, I didn't like to do it. Okay, I was doing real estate, although it was very slow. I said to myself, I don't want to sell some machine, you know. That was November of 2005. And then he called me back January of 2006 in California. Now, JB is in California and I am in New York. JB told me that the president of the company, Mr. Oshiro, is coming from Japan, will go to California. And he was inviting me to fly to California to listen to Mr. Oshiro. And I had nothing else to do that weekend, so I went. And I listened to Mr. Oshiro. Now, I was fortunate to see and to speak to some Asian distributors who are doing well at that meeting in 2006, January. For instance, after the meeting, we went to the office. I saw this guy. He came with the whole bunch of like application forms of people that he sold to. And I asked him, I mean, how did you sell like all those people, this Kangen machine? And the guy said, oh, you I just tell them. I do this like drop presentation, which I already saw from JB, the pH test. And I tell them, you know, if it turns yellow, it's bad for you, it's acidic. If it turns purple, it's alkaline, it's good for you. Our water turns purple and it's good. That's all. So it gave me some idea. I came back to New York. When I came back to New York, I purchased my machine. That was the last money actually my wife and I had before I lose my house. I'm about to lose my house at the time because a hurricane came to Florida where I was doing my real estate and nobody wants to buy real estate anymore where I was selling. So I had to find something else to do. And I said, let me try this Kangen business, you know. And that was February of 2006. I bought, actually at the time, there were no websites on the internet showing demonstration of the Kangen machine. You Google Kangen water and you almost don't find anything in the internet. That was 2006 when I started. I found some Japanese website and a little bit of information, but all I learned when I started was how to do the pH test in front of people and explain the acid and the alkaline and explain the compensation plan, how much money you can make if you're starting to sell the machine. And that's all I did. I bought my machine on payment plan, and then I bought $200 worth of pH tester. I said to myself, I'm gonna be doing this dropper presentation, this Kangen demo for a long time. I'm telling you, it lasted me 10 years before that $200 worth of pH test like ran out, you know. And I had enough faith that I could do this demo and I could sell the machine. And sure enough, I started calling my friends. I started doing the demo day after day after day after day, morning, afternoon, evening, you know. And it took me 90 days, 3 months. I became a 6A, and that was 2006, February, March. By the end of April, that was my 3rd month, I was a 6A. Now, I did not sell 100 machines. It's the group sale. I must have sold about 15 to my friends, and then those 15 sold the other 85. So what I was doing was, after I sell a machine to somebody, I asked that somebody to gather their friends in the house, you know, and let's do the demo again. And they will make money if anybody buys. And the key is doing it every day. Okay, 90 days, I became a 6A. I kept on doing it. I helped them build their business. I helped them become a 6A themselves. And by the end of the 6th month, the first half year of 2006, my genealogy report shows that my group already sold 300 machines. And then it kept on growing. Cynthia joined in from California. Again, I'm in New York. So I was building in New York. Cynthia joined. She was building in California. We started growing in different areas in the United States. I would fly anywhere where there are groups of people willing to listen and watch the Kangen demo. By the end of 2006, that was my first year, my group was selling over 500 machines per month. That's how fast it grew in 2006. And then again, there were no, like I said, YouTube videos yet of demonstration during that time, 2006. So what I did was I created a DVD of the Kangen presentation, and I just named it Romi's Story, the DVD. And the DVD, on that DVD, again, I was simply showing the three qualities of the water: the alkaline, the microcluster, okay, the ORP. And then after that, I would show the compensation plan. And that's about a 30 to 40-minute DVD. I duplicated the whole lot of it. Now, you don't even need that now, because now you just put kangendemo.com and the presentation is right there on the internet. You just send it through an email to your friend, okay? And even on YouTube, you just put Kangen demo, you see so many DVDs. You can pick which one you want and send it to your friend. When I was starting 15 years ago, nothing like that. I have to send the actual DVD. I have downlines who would like, I would give the DVD and I tell him, okay, show this DVD to your friend. It was hard when we were starting 15 years ago. It's a whole lot easier today. And it's a whole lot easier to get up to 6A and above today. Okay, it was hard when we were starting. We had no tools. We don't have much storage yet. But by the second year, that was 2007, I was looking at my calendar because I jot down there how many DVDs I was sending out to people. And I was able to send out about 40,000 of that DVD. In fact, my son went full-time just mailing out DVDs to people, you know. But like I said, today, you don't need a DVD anymore. Laptops today don't even have DVD players anymore. You go to houses and there are no DVDs player anymore. Everything runs on digital, you know. So like I said, it's a lot easier today. So by the second year, my group was selling over 1,000, by the end of the second year, over 1,000 machines per month. You fast forward 15 years later, today, my group has grown all over the world. My rank has become 6812-6, which means I have 12 different lines. And you only need actually 2 to keep going up in rank. Out of my 6812, my 2 that kept me getting promoted, one leg is Cynthia Briganti, and the other leg is my friend Franny from Chicago, who is a Dash 4, but from him came Dante and Glenda Kalinisan from Vancouver. Between Cynthia, Dante, and Glenda Kalinisan from Vancouver, and my other legs sideways, my group sells over 10,000 machines per month. And it has changed our lives. My 2 sons, they're married, they got their children, they're doing this business full-time also. Instead of me losing my house in New York at the time, the commission and the override keeps on coming in. I have bought 4 houses here in New York. The house where I live now is by the beach. It's beautiful. We have a boat. We could go boating around New York City, watch the Statue of Liberty. It's beautiful. You might have to go to my Facebook, Romi Verdera, and see my stories. Public anyway. You can see a lot of pictures. But my wife and I, our lives have changed so much. The last 15 years being with Enagic, I'm very grateful to Mr. and Mrs. Oshiro for this opportunity of this Kangen business, because my 15 years is the best years of my life on this earth. like being with Enagic. We were able to travel all over the world. In fact, the only reason why I'm here in New York now is because of the pandemic. Normally, when winter comes right after Christmas and New Year, I go to Asia. And I stay in Asia because it's warmer in Asia. It's very cold here now in New York. We just stay inside the house. I'm right near the beach. My house is right on the beach, and I could not even take out my boat because it's too cold. I could walk around, but that's about it. So usually from January, February, March, April to about early May, I would be in Asia. I used to go to Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Japan, and we have a house also in the Philippines because we have a group. We have a big business in the Philippines also. And we come back to New York around May when it gets to be warm again, and we stay here in New York for the rest of the year. But because of the pandemic, we've been here. Actually, last year, 2020, my wife and I, we were in the Philippines in January and February, and we got stuck there. We got locked down when the pandemic happens, and we stayed there all the way to June. And then we were able to come back here in New York. This Kangen water also, in the beginning of the pandemic, way back in March last year, 2020, because I have been with different companies in the past, sometimes things happens and then your business falls apart. In March last year, I was anxious. I said, what's going to happen now when people cannot go out of their house, go to somebody's house to do the demo? Maybe the business will slow down. Actually, what happened, March, April, May, July, the business kept on growing, even when nobody could go out and do demos. This will be our second year of the pandemic, and the business keeps growing every single month. Like I'm amazed, that we are able to survive. We are able to do the demonstration. We are able to do the training over the Zoom on the internet, and people continue to buy. Like, it's so amazing how many businesses are falling down, falling apart. My wife just told me today that Macy's in New York, here in the United States, is going to close. Macy's has been around for like over 100 years, and now they're going to close. Meanwhile, our business kept on growing. We're like Amazon.com. Amazon, like everybody is buying from Amazon now, online, because they cannot go out. Like even myself, everything I need in the house, I buy from Amazon. Now, our Kangen business already went through two, I would say, worldwide crises. We're not only surviving, we are growing. The first one was in 2010 when there was a financial crisis, worldwide financial crisis. Banks were closing down. Mortgages were like, people were losing their homes. They're losing their job. That was 2010 to 2012. And that was the time while everybody was losing job and banks were closing, companies were going bankrupt. My Kangen business, like my team, was growing here in the United States and outside the United States. It grew. That was the time I was moving up to -2, -3, -4, -5, all the way to -6. And now again, in this pandemic, past 2 years already, we kept on growing. I find that in building the business, it's not just knowing how to do the business, okay? I would say knowing how to do the business is only 20% of it. 80% of it is mindset. Like the ability, the mindset of having a dream, living an extraordinary life, being a winner, building a global business, not quitting, not listening to negative people. In fact, when I was starting this business 15 years ago, people were telling me all kinds of problems. Like they say, "Oh, Romi, that business will not work in America, or even outside America. The machine is too expensive. There are many machines out there on the internet that are cheaper." They're telling me all kinds of things. And I didn't listen to them. I just listened to Mr. Oshiro. And I see Mr. Oshiro's success. And I know that there are people who became successful. And I said to myself, if they can make it, then I could make it too. In fact, I attended a meeting when I was starting 15 years ago. There was a lady from Japan, Miss Ishii. I was in California. I was a brand new 6A. Okay, that's like my first 3 months. And Miss Ishi went on the stage and she was 6A 14-4. I did not understand anything she said on the stage because she was talking in Japanese. All I knew was that she was 6A 16-14-4. And she's making a lot of money in Japan. And I was a brand new 6A. And I decided I will be like Miss Ishi, 6A 14-4. I made it all the way to 6A 6, 8, 12, okay, but then I'm -6. And there are only 6 of us in the whole world that have the -6 rank. It's actually myself, JB, my upline, Cynthia Briganti, Sam Sia, and then 2 others. I wanted to be like Miss Ishi. That's why I like going to these meetings, because I know a lot of people are encouraged, are inspired when they hear my story, because how could the person who came from the Philippines, came to America, like poor and broke, have no really other skills, could make it in Enagic, like a global business, and build. My group today is growing at the rate of over 10,000 new distributors every single month, every single month. We look forward the legacy that we have to our children. The good thing with this business is you can pass it on to the next generation. I have 2 sons, they're married, I have 5 grandchildren. And I already see that when I retire, they'll take over the business and just continue building this business. They know this business. In building the business, I would want to share with you some of the very basics that you have to learn. Basics, okay? And I learned this through the years. Number 1 is you have to master prospecting. Okay, prospecting. Make a list of names of 200 people on a yellow pad. I mean, no matter how you do it, 100 names, 200 names. But you have to be replenishing those names of people, because if it goes down and you have no way of getting new prospects, your business ends. So you have to be a master prospector. These are very basic I learned even when I was younger. Many of the things I learned in network marketing, I learned when I was younger, when I was starting network marketing. And I just like honed it and it grew, okay? And I learned more. So number 1 is prospecting. Second thing you have to master is selling, like the demonstration, the Kangen demo. How you do it, how do you explain it, okay? So prospecting is the beginning. That's your doorway into your big organization. If you don't have a prospect list, you don't have a door. So prospecting. Second is the demo. You have to master the demo. Like I said, my first 90 days, I was already good at doing the demo. I learned the psychology of selling right from the start, because I have learned it from different companies before I joined Enagic. You have to be able to tell stories about the product, about the water. Okay, story sells. Sometimes if you're doing the demo and all you talk about is the mechanics of the water, you get bored. People get bored, It's the story that sells. You have to tell good stories about who drank the water. And then you have to learn recruiting, which is the compensation plan. Okay, you gotta master the compensation plan. And I like what I heard from the speaker before me. I forgot her name. When she said that the first people who approached her just talk about the water, but did not speak to her about the business part. That's why she did not join. Same thing happened to me. Okay, there's something we can learn, very important from this thing, because the first one who approached me about this business wasn't JB. It was another person, again, who told me about the water. In fact, how good the water is, and told me stories about it, but did not tell me about the compensation plan and did not tell me about the business. Okay, now, many of the leaders in this company are business-minded people. They're business builders. They've been into other network marketing company, many of the leaders. And if you don't talk about the business opportunity, the compensation plan, what's in it for them once they have the machine that they could sell and build an organization, if you don't tell them that, I would say for most people who are new to network marketing, sometimes they do that, you missed and you could lose a lot of business. So the person who first approached me missed because didn't tell me about the business opportunity. It's only after a year later, when JB came to me and he showed me the compensation plan and how much money could be earned, that I joined the business. Okay, many people join the business because they want to build the business. They want the opportunity. Again, prospecting, selling the machine, recruiting, which is the compensation plan. Now, when I first went to California 15 years ago, because of JB's invitation, during the break, after I heard from Mr. Oshiro, and after I speak to some people who are already doing the business and earning money, I was convinced that I could at least try to make some money selling this machine. So the first people I called are people that I know who are business builders. These people that I know, I called Joe Reed. Okay, he is the leader now of many of the people in the East Coast of the United States. Under Joe Reed is Tamia Colon and Anna Wilshire and everybody in the East Coast. And then I called Cynthia. In fact, I think I brought Cynthia on that very first. Yeah, I brought Cynthia on that very first meeting. Cynthia Briganti is my first prospect. Could you imagine that? How lucky could you get? My first prospect is Cynthia Briganti. I'm not even a distributor yet. I was a 0A. And I brought a prospect named Cynthia Briganti. But Cynthia did not join me right away on that first meeting. I started selling, and then about a month and a half, 45 days later, I was a 5A. I already sold 50 machines, group, in a month and a half. And I called Cynthia again. I said, Cynthia, remember that company we went to? Like, I already sold so much and I made this much money. And then she joined, you know. And the good thing is, Cynthia joined me when I was already a 5A. So I was earning 5 points. And then she built fast. Anyway, on that same first day that I joined Enagic, I called another friend from Chicago named Franny. And from Franny all the way down Chicago to Indiana to Canada to Vancouver came out Glenda and Dante Kalinisan, who is now a DAS 5 that made me a DAS 6. So the two people that got me promoted all the way to DAS 6 today, I prospected them on my first day in Enagic. That's what you call destiny, you know. I'm destined to become a DAS 6. And I know that was God's answer for my praying for 20 years to give me a business that I could build. I mean, how could you possibly prospect two people on your first day and those two people got you to become DAS 6? See, if you got lucky once, I would call it luck. But if it keeps on happening, I call it like divine intervention. Like you will notice that many of the top people in Enagic, they realize that and they talk about God, you know, who helps. You want to have an extraordinary success, you need an extraordinary help. Okay, so prospecting, doing the demo, recruiting, and by recruiting I mean the compensation plan. You have to be good at showing someone else how much money they can make if they do this Kangen business. Sam Sia is so good at this thing. I've seen how he presents the opportunity, how much money you can make. You have to learn from Sam, okay? From Sam Sia. The fourth one is training, okay? Because many of the people that joined your organization, some of them would have had network marketing experience already from other companies. So those people are actually easy to train because they have been trained by other companies already. They already have the mindset. They know how to present. They know how to do things, okay? They already have the skills. So it's like you're just transferring them from another company into Enagic, and they bring into Enagic their skills of how to build this business. But again, many of the people in your organization needs to be trained like the way we're doing today. Make sure you don't leave them out. You're always in communication with them as a leader and you're leading them to all the training. Right now, it is good because there are so many Zoom webinars by the different groups, and they even open them up. If you just keep looking on Facebook, get yourself circulated with all the different groups in the world, and they have their own training, and you can learn a lot. There's so many YouTube videos you can see now, and you could follow their training. One of the best training I have used in the past, and I know a lot of Kangen distributors are using now, is a guy named Eric Worre. Okay, the training is called GoPro. You might want to watch his YouTube videos, Eric Worre. I used to buy his streaming training. He would do a training, for instance, in Las Vegas for a whole weekend, and I would subscribe to it. I learned a lot from Eric Worre. Okay, so prospecting, selling, recruiting, training, motivating. Motivation is like taking a shower. It only works for some people for a short while. So you have to keep on taking a shower. So same thing with motivation. You have to be able to motivate your downlines a lot. What we're doing now, hearing from top people, this is motivation. You have to expose your people, especially the newer ones. They are the ones that sometimes usually get discouraged easily and then quit. Now the ones who had network marketing experience, they've been in this industry like longer, so their motivation kind of like lasts longer than most people. But the new ones, you have to keep in touch with them and motivating them. The sixth one is replacing. You have to be good at replacing the people who leave your group. Okay, a great majority of people, they come in, they go out, they come in and they go out. They say network marketing is like a revolving door in a building. People come in, people go out. If people going out are more than the people going in, you're gonna end up with an empty building. So you have to have a constant way of bringing people in your team inside. Okay, and lastly, I would say self-development. When a person think that he already knows everything, that's when a person becomes stagnant and cannot like adjust anymore. You have to be consistently developing yourself by reading books, watching YouTube videos. I myself, even today, I would watch 2 hours of YouTube videos of other people, even other people who are not even in our business. I can learn something from them. They're good, inspirational, motivational speaker. I would watch them. Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, like all those people. And they used to be, I used to like buy those videos a long time ago. It's so expensive. Today, they're all free on YouTube, even books. Lastly, okay, I would say this Kangen business, this Enagic is like I said, the best business available for those people who are looking for an opportunity, who are looking for a vehicle to really earn a whole lot of money. Your potential is so high, it's almost like unlimited. You could literally make millions of dollars doing this business. And some of the top people have proven that already. I think that's about it. Thank you very much.